Okay, so now we're going to use okay. Excuse me for a second. Okay, so now that we have the nails done, masked. This need to get close to these ones. Make sure that they're not. I hate it when ZBrush does that. Just whoops, goes away. Okay, and now we're going to inverse it. Okay. Okay, so once again, we're going to use this alpha, and I don't. Maybe we need to lower the intensity on it because it seems a little bit strong. We're going to do the same thing. So we're going to add this ruddier color first. Like that. Usually you do it in the middle. Sometimes it's reversed. Again, it depends of how the toes are pushing against the floor. They will either show the red in the middle or the whiter part in the middle, and that is due to the actual bone protruding through. Pushing against the nail. So now, oh, not that one. There you go. And this one. I'm trying to think. Oh, Jesus. Alright. So, you can keep tweaking and making them better and the whole thing, but that's pretty much how that works. I think that maybe in this instance, this is a little bit too yellow. Should have been a grayer color more towards this area. Not so white, but more grayer. Let's see. Not so yellow. I apologize for before. I didn't even realize my microphone was off. I was talking all this time and realized that it wasn't even on. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this my line style brush, and I'm just going to use a let's try this first, because we can try a little bit of a browner later. Okay, why did this happen? Hello. We're in the wrong place. Even wrong foot now. Oh, doesn't matter. We'll work on this guy. Okay, so, and this is just to make these lines obvious. There's obviously some sort of ambient occlusion happening in real life right there. So we're just faking it. Just help later on the rendering engine. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that's much better. Oops, too much. And way off. You just kind of have to follow a line. Yeah, this yellow, it looks like this guy has some fungus on his nails. It needs to be a little bit lighter than that. And sometimes when I want to repeat, I'm sure you guys know this, when you want to repeat a stroke, you just use the number 1 key. Ooh, there it was. Nope, too much. It's too much. Again, everything is subtleness. When you're trying to do this kind of work, subtleness in layers, lots of layers. Yeah, Onishima, yeah, it's actually Jet Li. When I started this character many years ago, um, it actually I used a lot of Jet Li for his, just as reference. Never intended to be like Jet Li, so it was kind of like a mixture of me and Jet Li and all that. And some people were even mentioning, "Oh, it looks like Jet Li," and like, "Yeah, it does, I guess." Um, but now I realize that I probably should make it into Jet Li and try to see if I can make it, look like him. I've worked on it so much right now that frankly, I don't even know if it looks like him anymore. Uh, I certainly hope so. So yeah, Again, use it on this side. So like these nails turn out much better than the other side. They're a lot sharper. It's one of those things that, you know, when I started working on this thing, I realized like, man, I forgot some pieces, some parts of this character. Is like, I realized that I didn't touch them. I didn't. So it's good now that I'm revisiting this character. So if you guys think it looks like Jet Li, I'm glad, because again, I can't see it anymore. Once you work on something for so long, you kind of lose perspective. And I go away and try to come back and see if I can recognize it, and I guess I can see some resemblance, but not anymore. Not as much. And the cuticle, it's also very gray. It's kind of dead skin. I mean, you kind of have to do that. Make sure that you got that little grayish peels in there and all that. I forgot the cuticle on some of these. The reality is that you don't have I mean, you do have a cuticle on every single finger and toe, but they're not always obvious. And apparently, I chose for the latter on this one. All right, so there you go. Let's go for the other foot and do the cuticles. Wrong color. Okay, there you go. Do any of you guys use ZBrush? I mean, if you do you use it for texturing at all? Like what I'm doing, or do you guys just do it in another program? I use Substance Designer too. I mean, Substance Painter and Designer also, and some other projects. Um, but I learned how to do painting in ZBrush many years ago, so I'm still with it. Okay, all right. So there you go. Foot's done. And this guy's pretty much done. As far as the skin texturing, I may tweak it here and there, but for the most part, it's done. I mean, the lips may get a little bit more of this color, like right in the cracks. Let's see the cracks if I can see them. Mouth cavity. Oh, so you're waiting for ZBrush Core? Yeah, I hear that. I hear you. Um, I just learned about it recently. I haven't been in the Pixelogic um, website in a long time, and they should be sending me a copy for ZBrush R8 4R8. So I'm waiting for that. Um, Good thing about Pixelogic is that once you get on board with them, you don't ever have to pay for renewals. At least not yet. I hear that once they release 5, that we will all have to pay again. But I hope not. I bought ZBrush years ago when it was, oh god, $300 I think it was. It's gotten a lot more expensive lately, I've noticed that. Not as expensive as Maya or anything like that. I mean, or even Mudbox or anything like that. So, I mean, they're still pretty cheap. You know, cheap is the wrong word. Inexpensive. You know, for a piece of software that does so much, it's just incredible. Alright, let's see. Well, I can keep tweaking. Like with everything, you can keep tweaking these things forever. Let me get the material and do a little bit of wax. There you go. That looks good. And some perspective. I like it. I may add a little bit more to the hair. And I obviously have to do his eyelashes and eyebrows and all that. Let's see. So right now we have, he obviously have to texture all of his clothes and the sword. There you go. Let's change this color to something so there you go. And for whatever reason, the sword is so white right now. So you're saying the ZBrush core is going to be 150? That's not too bad. That's not bad at all. So basically, I guess they did away with what was the other free one that they had before? I forgot the name of it. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Pixelogic had a different program that was free. It was kind of like a for startups and all that. So trying to change this. Let's see. We're gonna go right over here. I just want to do a quick render, even though I haven't textured the clothes just yet. Let's see. So I'm gonna go. Sorry, I'm a little distracted right now. For IMRGV, and we are gonna go to 100% and fill that object. There you go. Same thing with this one. Fill object. Fill object. Fill object. And that's just for now. Yeah, sculptures. There you go. Thank you. The name was escaping me. Okay, fill object. Okay. So let's see. And again, I'm not using any particularly fancy shader. I'm also not using crazy lights or anything like that that would, give you a super awesome render. Whoa, I don't like that. What is that? That's a new one. Let's see, that's gonna be on this. What is that? Huh. That wasn't there before. Okay, there you go. That easily solvable. Alright, so let's do a BPR and see what happens. Oh, for what I hear, the cool thing about ZBrush Core is that it's going to have all the essentials without all the extra bells and whistles, which is good. I mean, if you want to learn how to sculpt, I mean, I guess that's just fine and dandy. Just the basics. It's good. Okay, that's good. And again, the eyes, those ones will look better when I render them in Mental Ray later on. Right now, they don't have the glint that I want. I have a right here, and right here I have two eyes with corneas and everything with some sort of transparency. But in my opinion, at least, at least with my knowledge of how it works, transparency in ZBrush doesn't really work as well as it should. So that's it for now, you guys. I am done with this texturing. I did all the recordings prior to this. I may have them as soon as I'm done editing and adding my voice and all that. I will post the tutorials. There's several hours that actually it took me to texture this guy. So I will be posting them later on as tutorials, and hopefully you guys can look at them. And yeah. Okay. So I want to take a document off of this guy, and I'll export it later. But anyway, that's it, guys. Thanks for listening and thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys sometime soon. Goodbye.